Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. A ride.
Say hello to the all-new Alexa Plus and see how Alexa can do so much more for you. Need tickets to see your favorite artist? Craving your comfort restaurant? Just sit back, relax, and talk naturally. Alexa's on it. It learns your style, anticipates what's next, and makes it happen across Echo, Fire TV, and more. Learn more at amazon.com/new Alexa.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. So I guess I was dealing with the positive before I deal with the negative, which is now. So that phrase, tell me where you've been, I'll tell you where you're going, right? Which is a way to say your past experiences shape your future. Please tell me what we're dealing with now, please, folks, is not shaping our future. The AOCs of the world, the Ilhan Omars of the world, the Jasmine Crockett's of the world, the ladies of the View TV show. Please tell me that's not where we are going. Because I look at them as our past negative experiences, and please, 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 please tell me that's not where we are going. Because it seems to be following each other here. In this great country, an absolute fool like Jasmine Crockett, everything else, she's big on as a race baiter, and she's now running for the United States Senate. And you can't just outright dismiss her because the media loves her, right? Because she's good for ratings. She's good for controversy. Controversy sells. You may not like it, but that's the truth. Controversy sells. Well, Jasmine Crockett started crying during her announcement that she's running for the Senate, but she's also out there making another headline, and this is repulsive in my opinion, and it's divisive, and it doesn't help our country. Jasmine Crockett, yet again, here she goes. She says black people should not have to pay taxes. You heard me right. Jasmine Crockett says black people should not have to pay taxes. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. You may recall as well, Derek Chauvin, the Minneapolis police officer, the George Floyd case, right? While he's in prison, he was stabbed 22 times. The woman that did the documentary on his life, that clearly shows that this man was not guilty of the murder of George Floyd. It clearly shows it. The fact of the matter is George Floyd died of a drug overdose, the fentanyl that was in his system and so on. But, the court system found different. The autopsies basically found different. But we're going to focus on the guy that stabbed Chauvin in prison 22 times. Remember, folks, that kind of came and went. But let's start with this. I've told you, folks, up front, that I completely, and we're about to start with your telephone calls, support the Trump administration taking out these drug boats. Oh, how can you say that? How can you say that? Well, the president himself breaking down the numbers, the president declaring that every time one of those boats is knocked out of the water, it saves 25,000 American lives. Chew on that. Think about that for a second. I want you to listen to the president himself stating the same thing, making his own case.
So every boat we knock out of the water, every boat, we save 25,000 American lives. That was a boat loaded up with drugs. I saw the video. They were trying to turn the boat back to where it could float. And we didn't want to see that because that boat was loaded up with drugs just like everything else. But every boat we shoot down, and I don't know if you know, we're 92 or 94% down in drugs coming in by the sea. And we're trying to find who are the 6%. Because I don't know, people aren't liking to drive boats right now loaded up with drugs. But every single, think of that, every single boat we shoot out, on average, we save 25,000 American lives. Do you feel okay about that, Court?
Keep us safe.
Okay. I know my man. What about you, Bill? Are you okay with that?
I'm totally fine with that.
So chew on that. 25,000 American lives saved for every boat that's blown out of the water. Why would you be against that? Oh, it violates their civil rights. Do you care about the civil rights of drug dealers? Oh, they're not the Juan Escobars or Pablo Escobars. They're regular people, They're still drug dealers. Blow them out of the water. I don't care what you do with them. Period. End of story. 800-848-9222. Congresswoman Haight now wants to be Senator Haight. She wants to be Senator Keisha. Jasmine Crockett wants to go to the United States Senate, announcing her campaign, breaking down in crocodile tears, declaring that she didn't want to run. She didn't want to do it, but the numbers tell a different story. In other words, she's being anointed to the United States Senate. Show me your past, I'll show you your future. Remember that, folks. But Congresswoman Haight, as she always does, Congresswoman Haight says that black people should not have to pay taxes. Yes, you heard me right.
Just this past week, I saw, I don't remember which celebrity, but it was actually a celebrity, and I was like, I don't know that that's not necessarily a bad idea, but I'd have to think through it a lot. One of the things that they propose is black folk not have to pay taxes for a certain amount of time, because then again, that puts money back in your pocket. But at the same time, it may not be as objectionable to some people about actually giving out dollars. But obviously then you start dealing with the different tax brackets and things like that. And that's one of the reasons that, you know, we argue the reparations make sense, because so many black folk, not only do you owe for the labor that was stolen and killed and all the other things, right? But the fact is, like, we end up being so far behind, right? And so it's like, how do you bring forth people? Exactly. And so it's like, if you do the no tax thing for people that are already, say, struggling and aren't really paying taxes in the first place, it doesn't really exactly.
They may want those checks like they got
exactly.
So how about this? Instead of this reparations nonsense, get up off your ASS and go get a job. How about that? How about working like the rest of Americans? How about stop making excuses? How about get rid of the crutch? How about Congresswoman Haight, Congresswoman Keisha, you go somewhere else with this nonsense? You're dividing America. Again, tell me where you've been, and I'll tell you where you're going. So AOC, the women of The View, I'm about to get to them. Jasmine Crockett, please tell me this is not where America is headed. Please tell me this is not where this country, this great country, is headed. So Jasmine Crockett says black people shouldn't have to pay taxes. I say Jasmine Crockett shouldn't be in Congress. I say Jasmine Crockett should have never been hired as a prosecutor. I say, what law school pushed Jasmine Crockett through? That's what I say. 800-848-9222. The women of The View. You're not going to believe this. Amongst the calls we're about to go to, I see we have Susan in upstate Corning, New York, Roger in Massachusetts, 800-848-9222. We'll get to all the calls starting in just a second. But the women of The View, I want you to listen to this, folks. I believe in listening to what everyone has to say. They say they're the victims. And they say, the women of The View, that they don't pay attention to their social media because people are hurtful to them. So never mind what they say on air, how much is hurtful and divisive to the American people. What, Sonny Holston, Ana Navarro, they aren't exactly rocket scientists. They say that they don't pay attention to social media because it's hateful to them, all the boo-boos. Listen to what they have to say.
I'm not going to let any of them bring me down. And I just learned to shut off the noise. Yeah. You could say whatever the hell you want about me on social media. I don't give a damn.
Do you read it?
No.
No. Whoopi gave me that advice like years and years ago when I first started, because I did read the comments before, and it is hurtful. And people talked about my appearance. They talked about my hair. They just talked about everything. And I'm off X now because it's a hellscape since Elon Musk took it over. So I'm just not even on that anymore. Really? But Facebook got really mean too. I think because there was no
limit. They gave more space.
They got a lot of space for people to rant.
It needs a little room.
Yeah, it was really something. And I turned off the comments. I'm rarely on social media except to, make sure that rescue dogs are rescued and cats and animals and things like that. But other than that, I stopped listening to the noise, and I protect my peace at all costs. And I think that's really important.
And if you engage them, by the way, if they know that they get under your skin, they will get emboldened and do it even more.
Continue.
So ignore it. Ignore it and live your life.
Sometimes when I used to read the comments, then you look at the profile of the person.
My gosh.
It's like, grandmother of 5, I love Jesus. Really?
Yeah,
what you just wrote to me was not very Christ-like.
It's always looking. I do enjoy that. I won't respond, but if I see sometimes I do look, because I love when their parents, their grandparents, I kind of like, oh my gosh, because the one thing I would say is every time I open my mouth online, it's always true to who I am. Yeah. I would never have an inconsistency where I secretly hate type and then I'm like Susie Sunshine by day. You know? But a lot of these people are.
They are.
I've heard it all. The women of The View complaining about how they are treated on social media. You can't make this up, America. We see your telephone calls. We're going to take a break. I've got to do another short segment. And when we come back after that, we're going right to the telephone calls. Stay with us.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy, Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida, too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. All right.
This episode is brought to you by Blink. Doom scrolling during this ad break? Ditch the doom and get peace of mind with new Blink 2K Plus Smart Security. Check on home from your phone with 2K Clarity, noise cancellation, and 4x zoom. Plus, setup is so simple, you can easily install while listening to your favorite podcast. True crime girlies? We got you. Get more, spend less with Blink 2K Plus Smart Security.
From writer-director Rian Johnson.
The Holy Grail. A perfectly impossible crime.
Wake Up Dead Man has critics singing its praises.
God help me. Anything else?
It's a deliciously entertaining mystery.
That's nice.
It's certified fresh.
It's a miracle.
Okay, you're freaking me out now.
It's the best Knives Out movie yet.
This case is solvable, right?
Oh, you'll see. It's fun.
Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery starring Daniel Craig. Now played in select theaters on Netflix December 12th. Rated PG-13.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana lets you buy your next car on your terms. Explore a massive inventory online, filter for what matters, and find your perfect match. Then choose delivery to your home or pick it up at one of Carvana's iconic car vending machines. Every car also comes with a 7-day money-back guarantee, so you can make sure it's the right fit. Buy your car on Carvana. Delivery or pickup fees may apply. Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Carvana.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
Dominic Carter here with you. Let's go to your telephone calls, 800-848-9222. Roger, line 2, Massachusetts. Good morning, Roger. What's on your mind?
Yeah, thank you for taking my call. In keeping with your theme of your past will most likely dictate your future, I want to say, first of all, these pro-Palestinian protesters and everyone who agrees with them, and I saw the picture on the front page of the New York Post from yesterday. A lot seem to be blacks. You know, they are behaving now like the new Southern whites of 60 and 70 years ago in the hypocrisy. I don't know how Jasmine Crockett feels about Mamdani and these pro-Palestinian protesters, but by so doing, of course, they relinquish their rights to complain about racism against the blacks anymore if they are participating in these pro-Palestinian hating the Jews is what I'm trying to get at. Black Lives Matter. How many of them participated in Black Lives Matter? And now they're participating in this hatred toward the Jews. It's just the hypocrisy.
Roger, wait. Roger, generally I would agree with you, but when you look at these anti-Semitic protests, I don't generally see a majority people of color. I just don't see it. Maybe you're seeing something that I don't, but your assessment would be correct if it was accurate that there were a lot of people of color out there at these protests in terms of comparing it to historically to what was done in the past.
Okay, well, I know Ilhan Omar, maybe she's not African American. Or, well, I don't know how Jasmine. Okay, I fully agree. I was looked at the front page of the New York Post. I stand corrected if I'm wrong, and I apologize if I'm wrong.
No, it's nothing to apologize for. You're stating your opinion, and again, if that's the case, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say that actually the behavior, whoever's doing it, whoever's exercises hatred against the Jews, it's like as if bigotry is back in style the way it was. It's commonplace like it was.
I agree with you 1,000% on that, and it's utterly disgusting. And it's so unfair. It's so not right for Jewish students. I've said this once. I'll say it again. If it were the Klan protesting outside these colleges using the N-word against black students, it would be shut down in a New York minute. So why is it tolerated when it's anti-Semitism against Jewish students? It's just not right. Roger, you have the final word.
Well, I just want to say thank you for taking my call. I'm considering everything you said. So thank you very much.
Roger, thank you. So among the calls that we have, we're going to go to Robert in Philadelphia, Susan in upstate Corning, New York, near Elmira, if I remember correctly. I spoke once in Corning, but I've got to take a break. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach me live right now, coast to coast, 800-848-9222, 800-848-9222. We're going to take a short break, and I am coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Everyone wants the Emirates NBA Cup.
And things are heating up.
30 teams started. Bang! But only 8 have advanced to the single elimination knockout rounds. To survive, they'll have to be hungry. Relentless, ruthless. They all want the cup, but only one team can claim it. Who will capture the cup? Emirates NBA Cup knockout rounds begin December 9th on Prime.
And now, a message from McAfee.
I'm not a real kid.
And I'm not a real grandpa.
We're deep fakes.
And we're making it harder to tell what's real online.
The good news? McAfee can help. McAfee's scam detector automatically identifies text and email scams and even deepfakes.
So if you whippersnappers meet one of us, you'll know.
If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
REI Co-op presents a perfect outdoor moment with the perfect gift. Picture this. You're ripping with your favorite person. Bluebird skies, blower powder, and frankly, you're skiing like legends.
So sick. Another lap?
Thanks to REI's curation, from lid to sticks, you nailed the gift.
No way. How'd you know?
Does it get more perfect than that? Give without guessing. Shop in store or visit REI.com.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... there, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we are back. And we're about to start with your telephone calls. But if you listen to the show that I do at 3 p.m., you heard live when President Trump gave it to some of the reporters. And in a moment, I'm going to go to, to Robert in Philadelphia. Then we have Robert in North Carolina, Pamela in New Jersey, Susan in Corning. But a reporter at the White House, she happened to be from Newsday. There used to be a New York Newsday and so on, but now it's predominantly just for Long Island. And she didn't come correct with the president, and he threw it right back in her face.
And I just have a quick question. There's at least 20 House Republicans who have either said they're going to retire or not run again. Do you
And
have any
Democrats
concerns
also.
about the
And Democrats
Right.
also.
Do you have
Well,
any?
why don't you mention them? How many Democrats are going to retire? How many Democrats?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
But why don't you tell me the number of Democrats, too? You tell me
Are
about...
you concerned about the narrow margins? And
No, I'm not concerned. I think we're going to do
Is
well.
among them, and
We will have the greatest economy.
Blakeman, who you know as well, is considering running for
We're going
governor.
to have the greatest economy in history. How many Democrats are retiring? How come you only know the Republicans but not the Democrats?
Because I came prepared to ask you a question about...
No, you're unprepared because you should know the Democrats. You're totally unprepared. Go ahead.
Well, can I ask a quick follow-up
Who
about...
are you with?
I'm with New York Newsday, and I also have a quick follow-up. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is among those who is running for New York
great.
governor.
She's great.
Bruce Blakeman, who you also know
He's
is
also
Democrat.
great.
Are you planning on making any endorsements?
Well, I'll think
or
about it,
any
but he's great and she's great. They're both great people. We have a lot of great people in the Republican Party. Go ahead.
Busted. The president is 1,000% correct. And I don't know what they're teaching in journalism schools these days, because I can only tell you in the master's program up at Syracuse University, if I came with a question like that, I would have had my ASS handed to me by my professor, and I would have received a failing grade. A failing grade. So you don't show up with a lopsided question. You don't show up with the amount of Republicans that are retiring from Congress, and you don't know the amount of Democrats. It says that you were trying to trap the president, and he said, I don't think so, young lady. He gave it right back to her. Robert in Philadelphia, line 3. Good morning. What's on your mind, Robert?
Hi, Dominic. As always, it's good to talk to you, and I enjoy your show during the day, but I pick up my grandson from school at 3:30, so I can only listen, and you are way too nice to that racist Marco, in my view.
Thank
but
you.
anyway,
But wait. Sometimes you have to give people room to hang themselves. And to be honest with you, Robert, Do you think it's any skin off my apple when I'm
absolutely
dealing
not.
with someone that's racist or someone that's nuts or someone that wants to get into my personal life? The only time that I blow a stack is if you bring up my family. Because when you think about what happened to Charlie Kirk. But wait a minute, I'm going to let you get to your point. How old is your grandson? Let's deal with the important stuff.
He's going to turn 10 at the end of this month.
And what does he think of Grandpa?
Man, well, see, his dad hasn't been in the picture. He's getting back into the picture now, but I've basically been his dad. I taught him how to swim, play chess, play baseball, deal with life.
Wonderful. And that's wonderful. So what does he think of Dad then, meaning you?
Meaning me?
Yes.
He calls me Grandpop, and we get along really, I don't know, we just get along. I got along with my kids really well when they were young, so it just seems like it flows right to him.
So Robert, so help me out with this. What, like, I'm Grandpa. Why is it some grandparents they want to be called, I think, Nana or any other name except for Grandpa or Grandma? What's up with that?
Oh my goodness, Dominic! My mother-in-law insisted on everybody calling her mother. Okay, no grandmom, and
mother.
and my now ex-wife, who doesn't like grandmom, she went with the Greek grandmom Yaya. Don't ask me why. Do not ask me why.
So
I do not understand.
You have to call her Yaya? Do you say go to your Yaya? What do you say?
If I'm talking to Chase, I was like, well, go ask Yaya, but.
Wow. Yeah, I don't get it. Why? I mean, is it an age thing that you just you're in denial that you don't want to deal with the fact that you're getting older? I mean, we're all going to get older if we're lucky, right?
Yeah, but I think that's part of it. I'm just cool. I would be Pop, but that's already taken, so I'll settle for Grandpop. I don't care.
Okay, fair enough. So commendable that you're in this young man's life as his father figure, and that's important to me as someone who never had a father. Okay, so what's your point this morning?
Likewise. Okay, now, in addition to his record on the border, we've now had 5 consecutive months of wage growth outpacing inflation for the first time in 4 years. I just wanted to point that out real quick. And before we get to Congressman Croc, and I'm just going to call her Croc because everything she says is a Croc, and I'm not even going to bring race into it. If you think about it, anybody who has not gotten their piece of the American dream doesn't pay federal income taxes. Okay, so I don't know what with earned income tax credit and things like that. Even people who are getting a piece don't have to pay taxes yet, and I'm not complaining about that. But what is she talking about with African Americans? I mean, what does she mean? I mean, I think it is that the big donors used to keep their parties towards the center in order to win in the general election. But it seemed like today's Democratic big donors are pulling their party further to the left, and that's why the only people standing are the Crockett's and the AOCs and the Mamdamis, because that seems to be where the big money donors out in Silicon Valley want this country and the Democratic Party to go, and that's just my opinion.
Well, Robert, and this is me talking. I go back and forth between calling her Congresswoman Keisha because at times she acts like Keisha from the corner that says, hold my earrings, and while she puts on some Vaseline on her face when she's about to fight another girl physically. But she acts literally like she's from the hood, and she does that intentionally. She's well educated. But when I talk about Congresswoman Hate, that's a more accurate description of her.
Absolutely.
She's the perfect example of when people say to me, well, they're a lawyer. So what? They're a lawyer. It doesn't mean anything. Trust me, folks. Okay, so I sat through the LSAT. I did okay. I was accepted to law school. That doesn't mean that I'm the brightest bulb in the bunch. I regret that I didn't go to law school, Robert. I just couldn't handle graduate school and law school up at Syracuse at the same time. But she's the perfect example of when I say, so what, you're a lawyer? It doesn't mean that you're smart. It just means that you knew how to study well for the LSAT and you knew how to go to class. You learned how to write legal briefs and you learned how to pass the bar examination. That doesn't make she's a perfect example of someone, frankly, that's stuck on stupid. And there's Jasmine Crockett. And I'll give you the final say, Robert, before I move on.
What you articulated is the fact that there's a thin line between education and indoctrination, Dominic. And, man, you have a great show. I really appreciate you.
And thank you so much for the call. That's Robert in Philadelphia, who stepped up in his grandson's life to help raise him. Let's go to Robert in North Carolina, line 4. Good morning, Robert. What's on your mind?
Hi, good morning, Dominic. Congresswoman Crockett is such a vile woman. So what a race baiter and hater. It's awful. She should. How could people vote for somebody like that? She must be voted out of office.
Do you want the answer to that, or is that a rhetorical question?
It's both.
Okay, so when you say how could someone vote for her, because I'm not going to call the electorate stupid, but I am going to say that there are some people that are just stuck. The same people that call up here and they were praising Kamala and, oh, she's going to win. She didn't win a single battleground state. They're completely delusional. The same people that call up here praising Mamdani. Mamdani did nothing but con his way into the mayor's job of New York City. And it is what it is. You know, you have people that are just not too wise, and they go for the nonsense. They go for the nonsense. Robert, thank you for the wonderful call. Let's go to Susan in Corning, New York. Susan, it's got to be cold. Wait, if I remember correctly, Corning is between Elmira and I'm trying to remember what's on the other side. But anyway, what's on your mind, Susan?
Yeah, we're up here in the Finger Lakes. I lived in New York City for about 40 years, and I had to immigrate up here during the crime epidemic. But but here's the thing. First of all, your show today at 3, I happen to be in the car listening. Your takedown of Ilhan,
Ilhan Omar, the congresswoman.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, that was great. And then you had callers and my sister in solidarity, Judith. Oh, yeah. People, you got to go on. I was almost couldn't almost even drive.
No, Susan, Susan, I'm going to let you make your point. But, Susan, I am enraged because it would be almost like, it would be, okay, I'm going to break it down to my level. It would be almost like after the taxpayers of New York State said, we're going to take this kid out of the projects and make it possible for him to get a college education. He's never been anywhere. He's the first one in his family to go to college. And then I come out and I become a Farrakhan. That would be reprehensible. This lady is from a country where and I've been to Somalia, some of the people don't even have shoes. Yep. And she's got the nerve to come here and act like she's an intellectual. She's got the nerve, the audacity to come here as someone that was looking for a better opportunity. And now you got the nerve to hold your nose down at Americans when, lady, as I understand it, there are enormous skeletons in your closet. And frankly, the Trump administration needs to investigate all of those skeletons, and she needs to go bye-bye. Go ahead, Susan.
And you said that she has the audacity to take on the President of the United States as a refugee who comes here from a country that wouldn't exist without our funding.
Absolutely.
But what I wanted to just say quickly, hold on one sec. That I'm having a cough.
Don't choke. Don't choke there, Susan. Take it easy. While I'm talking, you can clear your throat, hopefully. Try not to choke, please. We don't want that to happen. So are you back with me there?
One sec.
Okay. So let's see. Time won't give me time, and time makes lovers. Go ahead, Susan.
I'm back with you. But so what I'm really getting involved with is this potential, which seems imminent, the primary between Stefanik and Blakeman. here for governor. That now maybe something's going on in the background where it's not Stefanik will do something else. Maybe, as you were saying, potentially become speaker. Who knows what's going on in the Congress?
Well, I didn't say that. Others have said that. I don't know.
Didn't. No. But they're both like, it got 1 foot, one toe in and one toe out.
Yes, they're both rock stars.
Yes. But my feeling is that if they do actually go to a head-to-head primary, that we need to see a woman to woman. Stefanik, I think, and upstate, there's a lot of Republicans, and I think she can contend in New York City enough to carry the state. Blakeman just got reelected as, Nassau County.
Hey, Susan, I hear you, but politics don't work that way. If politics worked that way, we would have never had Obama. If people had to wait their turn, Obama would have never been president of the United States. When you got to go by timing, and when the timing, and I got to take a break, Susan, so I do apologize. When the timing is right, you've got to seize that opportunity. That's what makes for good politicians. I don't think there'll be a primary, because if there's a primary between Elise Stefanik and Bruce Blakeman, it will be bloody. And the only person that would benefit from that is Kathy Hochul. Somebody's going to back down. I believe it's Blakeman, but I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a primary. It is time for a break, folks. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things PDFs can do.
Do your work with ease and speed.
PDF Spaces is all you need.
Do hours of research in an instant.
With key insights from an AI assistant.
Pick a template with a click.
Now your prezzo looks super slick.
Close that deal? Yeah, you won.
Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that
with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
At IKEA, your dreams can come true. Well, maybe not the ones where you're being chased by a monster. We're talking about kitchen dreams. And there are IKEA products and solutions for all of them. Whether it's a whole new kitchen, a statement glassware set, or just new cutlery. If you got big dreams or small dreams in any size or budget, IKEA can help you bring them to life. Visit IKEA.us/dreamkitchen to learn more. Dream the possibilities.
Retirement isn't just about closing out your career. It's mornings that begin with a sunrise instead of an alarm, and the freedom to live the life you've always dreamed of. With a New York Life financial professional, you'll have the guidance to make it real, so your years of hard work become the life you've always imagined. Your life. New York Life. More powerful together. Start today at nyl.com.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kann du Norsk?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And I am looking at my Twitter at my ex, and Felix Spitzer says journalism schools are now being run and taught by America-hating leftists. Now, I don't know if that's true up at Syracuse, the Newhouse School, because the reputation there, the Medill School, also in Chicago, was always that they make the best of the best of the best of journalists. And I can tell you that it was no walk in the park. And as a matter of fact, I can honestly say, but this is going back to the 80s, in grad school up at the Newhouse School, they didn't really focus on personal politics, the professors. All they cared about was that you had the story accurate. They were concerned about accuracy and being on time, not missing deadlines. Because at that time, you had satellites and bird feeds, meaning the satellite feeds. And if you miss your feed, it could cost the station literally several $1,000s. So when I've broadcasted from Japan, from Somalia, from Israel, we're in countries that we have no idea where we are, and we've got to drive around. And let's say the satellite time is for 12:55 a.m. If you get there at 1 a.m., it's a big problem, and you just cost your station a lot of money. It's different now because you can do a lot of stuff via computer and so on. But Felix also says, when I brought up, and Matt Blaze, I want to make sure I got this right here, about, when I asked what term do you use for grandparents, he says he goes by, I think he says Opa. Does that sound right? Opa is a name. And he says his wife goes by Nana, as her mother did. What did you call your grandparents?
So I call both of my grandparents, both sets, Poppy and Nanny.
Poppy?
Yeah.
Where do you get Poppy from?
I don't know. I guess it's a Jewish thing, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, it's a Jewish thing. I thought it was a Spanish thing.
Well, I don't know. But yeah, we call them Nanny and Poppy, and both my grandfather's names were Jack. My mother's father's name and my father. So whenever you had to talk about them, we had to use their last name.
Right.
So they would know which Poppy we're talking about.
Well, and my situation different. And I salute parents and foster parents that are stepping up to raise children that may not be biologically theirs, foster parents. So I called my grandmother Ma because she's the one that raised me, and I had a distant relationship with my biological mother, and so she was just Laverne, which is somewhat disrespectful, but that was the extent of our relationship. So,
right, you do whatever feels right. To you.
Right. And my grandfather, who had a heroin addiction, I called him Daddy. Dad, I called him Daddy. So, right. Because my grandparents were like my,
your parents.
Like my parents.
Right.
Okay, so you got to help me out there when I get confused about what we should call grandparents. And then I know many women that are grandmothers, and they're like, don't you dare call me grandmother. You get that?
Yeah, I was thinking about this. My mother to my niece and nephew was grandma. They call her grandma. They call their other grandmother Grammy. But at first I think she was kind of like, I don't want to be grandma, but I don't want to be nanny. I don't want to be this. She didn't know what she wanted to be, so they just settled on grandma. I think it's kind of like whatever the kids end up calling them.
Right.
So that's how they kind of do it.
It's interesting. Let's go to Pamela, line 2 in New Jersey. Pamela, what's on your mind?
I think what that gentleman from Massachusetts was trying to say, because I remember I lived it, and perhaps you could expand on it. Black America in the 60s and 70s, many turned to Muslim beliefs, and many were peaceful, Muhammad Ali, etc. But it became wrapped up in some movements, and sometimes, unfortunately, it became similar to what's going on today, where some are using it, combining with the anti-Semitism in inappropriate manners. Example, even before all this happened, I know get along very well with this black family, and I couldn't believe that the woman who was always so sweet, she started spewing anti-Semitism, and I was like, this is way before all this happened, and I was in shock. I was in total shock.
Well, Pamela, we have to continue this another night because I'm completely out of time. If that happens, it's dead wrong. It's unacceptable, and that woman should be ashamed of herself, absolutely ashamed of herself. I am coming back 3 p.m. Eastern.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode, so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. Arrive.